By now it was early morning, and to avoid ceremonial uncleanness, they did not enter the palace, because they wanted to be able to eat the Passover. So Pilate came out to them and asked, "What charges are you bringing against this man?" "If he were not a criminal," they replied, "we would not have handed him over to you." Pilate said, "Take him yourselves and judge him by your own law." "But we have no right to execute anyone," they objected. This took place to fulfill what Jesus had said about the kind of death he was going to die. Pilate then went back inside the palace, summoned Jesus, and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "Is that your own idea?" Jesus asked. "Or did others talk to you about me?" "Am I a Jew?" Pilate replied. "Your own people and chief priests handed you over to me. What is it that you have done?" Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest by the Jewish leaders. But now, my kingdom is from another place." "You are a king then," said Pilate. Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." "What is truth?" retorted Pilate. With this, he went out again to the Jews, gathered there, and said, "I find no basis for a charge against him." May God add his blessing to the word of the Lord today.
You may be seated. In the history of the Christian church, the oldest confessional statement that we use through the ages in an effort to gain the essence of what it is to be a Christian, to have the Christian faith, is the Apostles' Creed. The Apostles' Creed is something we use here usually on Communion Sundays. We change creeds every couple weeks, a couple Sundays, but we use the Apostles' Creed on Communion. We said it today. But there's something a bit unusual, a reference in the Apostles' Creed that's just a little different than the other creeds. And there's a historical figure that's given some significance that's other than Jesus. It's a notorious person, maybe an infamous character. We have a line in the creed, don't we, that says, "Suffered under Pontius Pilate." Historians have asked frequently, why did the early fathers put him in their creed? Why, of all the people, would they pick Pontius Pilate? Here's a statement of faith, yet we use the name Pontius. Why not? He just suffered. He suffered under Roman rule. He suffered under the governor. No, it's named. The man is named Pontius Pilate. So, we have to believe, and the scholars would say, that the reason Pilate is named is maybe he had a great role in the redemptive power of Jesus Christ. His role was significant, or we could say his role was not insignificant. And so he is named in the creed. One would say that maybe it's him that actually brought about the timely death of Jesus Christ for our redemption. Maybe that's why he got named. But also, Pilate is more than just a person. He's more than just a man. Pilate was a public figure, a public person. Pilate was a man of stature in the Roman government. He was a governor. He had great power. He had great power from the mighty power of Rome. This man held significance. And him being a public power, a public figure, gave his words significance. When the President of the United States says something, there's significance behind it because of the position he holds. He's a public figure. Pontius Pilate is that figure for us here in this story. And we know that Jesus' life started with another Roman, didn't he? Caesar Augustus did what? Called the whole world to be taxed. Everyone had to go back to their city. Jesus' life started because a Roman ruler, a public person, decided something. And then now his life is going to end in the same way a Roman ruler is going to have a role in what happens next. So hopefully we'll see by the time we get to the end of this a little more about why Pontius Pilate is in the Apostles' Creed. Why we say his name so often in a Christian church. Pontius Pilate. So we know that Pontius Pilate actually got to meet Christ face to face. There was some great dialogue. He actually interrogates Jesus. He spends time in front of him, confronting him on different things. And when he does all that interrogation, what is Pilate's response? I find no fault with this man. I don't see what he's done wrong. Yet the people are screaming outside for Jesus to be put to death. And Pilate, who's face to face with him, sees his facial expressions, hears his voice, can tell the inflections, says, I don't find any fault with him. But he comes out with a couple words in Latin, 3 words in English. Not only I find no fault with him, but what else did Pilate say that was important? He brings Jesus out and says these 3 words. Behold the man. Behold the man. Now we've read that for years. You've heard this story before. This is not new. But what did those words mean? And why are they? Or are they significant? Or are they just behold the man? Oh, behold the man. Behold the man. How do you read that? How do you hear that? How do you process that? So what's significant about it? Remember, Pilate's not speaking as an individual. He's speaking as a public figure, as the representative of all of Rome. Behold the man. All of Rome is saying, behold the man. Not just the individual Pontius Pilate. There's significance in that. So what kind of intentions did those words actually mean? What did Pilate mean? Well, we know that some of it's rooted in the Old Testament, that God can speak through pagans. Pilate, not a follower of Christ, a pagan. And we know that in the Old Testament, God even used Balaam and spoke through Balaam's donkey. Numbers 22. You can read it. The donkey talks. And maybe it's even easier to talk through the donkey than it is through Pilate or somebody like me. There's a joke there. Don't get that. The thinking of the early church is that the utterance that Pilate gives here, these words that he said, are spirit-driven. And so they go much deeper than just a public figure that says, behold the man. It's more than that. It's almost like the New Testament version. We know that Jesus is the man. Don't we? Jesus is the man. He is the God-man. He lives with divine nature. 100% God, 100% human. We know that Jesus even came really as the second Adam. The first Adam was created to be perfect. But he messed up. And he sinned and he failed. And so he actually disfigured the image of God. And so Jesus comes now and does not do that. He is perfect. Because Adam fails the test, Jesus comes and is not corrupt. He doesn't fall into the temptation that Adam did. He doesn't corrupt the human being like Adam did. Jesus is perfect in all ways. And so when we have a perfect man that is in front of Pilate, and Pilate says, I have interrogated this man. I've spoken with him. I find no fault with him. Behold the man. Pilate is having significance to these words from a pagan governor. the Spirit enters him and moves him to speak in a way that we will give him credit in a creed that we read often. I find no fault in the man. Behold the man. Those are the sentences. So if you're looking for a role model, if you're a guy out there and you're struggling with your masculinity, or how you're supposed to act as a man, or how you're supposed to be as a person, as a male, here's your model. Behold the man. There's your role model. When you're not sure, how am I supposed to act as a man? Here it is. Here's the book. Read the instructions. Pontius Pilate tells us, behold the man. So now we've got Roman authorities that are being tested here. And Pilate says, well, why don't you Jews take care of him? He's Jewish. You guys take care of him. And of course we know that, well, they wanted to be put to death. They couldn't sentence anybody to death. They couldn't put anybody to death. They couldn't have capital punishment in their faith. And so they had to take Jesus to the Gentiles. And we know that that's scriptural. He fulfills Scripture by being taken in front of the Gentiles. That's prophecy, Old Testament prophecy. But there's this conversation, this great conversation. Pilate then went back inside the palace and summoned Jesus and asked him, are you king of the Jews? Don't you think Pilate was curious? I mean, after all, he's governor. Are you vying for power here? Are you a king? I mean, are you king of those people? I mean, don't you think, as astute as he was to become governor, he's probably pretty political, probably shook the right hands, patted the right backs, kissed the right babies, became governor. And so he's got this way of talking and this way of, wanting to know, are you king? Because I might be a little nervous about if you're going to be king and we've got a king and I'm the governor, I've got to find out. And so he's asking the question, and what's Jesus say? Is that your own idea? Did you come up with that on your own? Or is there some power behind your question? Is there something else? Are you thinking that maybe you believe in these people? You think that I'm trying to overthrow the governor? Is that what I'm trying to do? So Jesus challenges Pilate. And Pilate said, well, am I a Jew? It was your people and your chief priest who handed you over to me. What is it you have done? Well, Jesus is quick to let Pilate know, your thinking's in the wrong category here. What I'm going to tell you is really going to blow your mind. You're probably not going to get it. But I'm going to tell you anyway. And so, I am king. I am king of the Jews. But my kingdom is not of this world. Now, how do you think Pilate heard that? You got this pagan guy who's political, who's, governor. I am king, but not of this world. I mean, I can imagine his jaw dropping or his eyes rolling, or I'm sure he had a reaction that was interesting, to say the least. Because remember, he's got all that military might behind him. And all that military might is really meaningless to Jesus, and Jesus lets him know that. Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest from the Jews. But now my kingdom is from another place. If I needed to call on power to fight your Pilate, you wouldn't have a chance. You would be done. You would be toasted. It would be over. But that's not how it works. But I just want you to know that's what would happen. Yes. Jesus has great words for Pilate that kind of stymies him a little bit. Makes him flabbergasted. Like, what is he doing? Hey, I find no fault with you. I don't know what this kingdom is you're talking about. And we even know that other people have come to the Jewish authorities and said, we've never met a man like this. We've never met someone who spoke with such authority. The Greek translation says powerful authority. We've never heard somebody with such powerful authority. Jesus was clear. Because Pilate says that they want to take your life, and you know that I can sentence you, I can take your life. Well, no, you can't take my life. I lay down my life for my sheep. Nobody can take my life. I will lay down my life. So Pilate's hung up on this king thing. Jesus answers him, yes, I am the king. And so Pilate's got to be thinking, well, what is Jesus about? What's your mission? Why are you here? What are you doing? I mean, put yourself in Pilate's shoes now. You don't believe in him. You have to make judgment on him, though. And you've got this public figureness that you have to hold up. You've got the power of Rome that you have to hold up. You have to pay homage to. You know that's where all of your power comes from. What is your mission? What drives him? What stirs him? What's his passion? And we know, as readers of the New Testament, Jesus gives us a couple summaries of what his mission and passion are. I come that you may have life and have it abundantly. John 10. I came to give myself as a ransom for many. Matthew 20. But Pilate says, who are you? What are you about? And Jesus tells him, you are right that I'm a king. In fact, for this reason I was born. For this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. My mission, my passion is not to bring peace. My mission, my passion is not to bring unity. My mission and my passion is to bring truth. That's my mission and passion. I speak truth, I act truth, I do the truth, I tell the truth. That's who I am. But today, we live in a world where the truth almost is subjective now. The truth causes controversy. Truth causes an uproar. It gets people angry. If I started preaching on prejudice, privilege, immigration, gay rights, transgender equality, there would be division, strife, disunity, uproar. Right?
Yeah.
Martin Luther said that's what we need to be preaching. We need to be preaching the truth. When the Word of God is clearly proclaimed, hell itself rises up. Luther says preaching the gospel is to cause an uproar. And he says, I'm not a stone. I have feelings too. And I don't like being hated. And when I preach the gospel, people hate me. So really, what people want their pastor to do is not rock the boat. Stay in the middle. Avoid the controversies. Come on, Pastor, you don't want to go there, do you? Because you might have a few less people next week. Pastor, you don't want to go there because you might offend the person on the third row. You don't want to go there, Pastor. Bible study will go from 25 to 10. Avoid the controversy. Stay in the middle. Even if it means not witnessing to the truth. Pilate says, what is truth? And we can't see the facial expressions when Pilate asks that. Is he serious? Is he sarcastic? Is he cynical? How's he asking that? Oh, the truth, whatever. How's he asking? Because the truth is in the eye of the beholder, isn't it, Sylvan Abbey folks? Is it? The truth seems to be relative today, and maybe that was the attitude of Pilate on that day. But maybe it was Pilate's most sobering thought. Maybe instead of political expediency, Pilate really did want the truth. He didn't hear Jesus' words the night before when Jesus said, I tell you the truth. But Pilate seems to be coming around. And you know I'm an apologist for these people. I love these people. I love these characters of Lent. And I apologize for them, probably because I see myself so much in them. So Pilate, maybe his job was to be a witness to the truth. And he got his name in the Apostles' Creed. Or maybe Pilate missed it. Maybe he was face to face with the truth and missed it. It was right in front of his nose. Many of those people The truth is right here. I can't get them to believe. This is the truth. No, it's not, Pastor. That's not the truth. Pilate says, I find no fault in this man. Maybe, for one moment, Pilate knew the truth. And so instead of saying, behold the man, maybe Pilate was saying, behold the truth. How important is the truth to you? I'm going to give you some truth. Here's some truth. The truth is we get to celebrate Holy Communion today. The truth is we get to do that because we are called to remember what Christ did for us. We get to do that because we're called in unity to do it as a community of faith. We are called to do that because we are to come in self-examination and confession at the altar before we take the body and the blood. And we are called in sure and certain hope that when we leave this altar, when we leave this table, when we leave this opportunity to celebrate Holy Communion, we have hope that Jesus Christ will come again. Those are the 4 reasons we celebrate this. That is the truth. And you don't need to sugarcoat it or change it or alter it or pacify it to anybody that you meet. Those are the reasons we celebrate it. We remember. We come in unity. We come with self-examination because I am a sinner. And friend, you are a sinner too. So come with me. Let's examine ourselves. Let's lay ourselves on the altar because we live in sure and certain hope that Jesus Christ is coming again.
Amen.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat that.
That's right.
Because on the night that Jesus was betrayed, He took bread and He broke it. He blessed it and He broke it for us. And He gave it to us and He said, take and eat. This is my body that will be broken for you and for many for the remission of sins. And then likewise He took the cup and He blessed it. And He gave it to us, and He said, take and drink. This is my blood that will be shed for you and for many. Because I come with a new covenant. I am going to take the sins of the entire world, even yours, and lay them on my body on a cross and die a horrible death, because that's what sin is. It is horrible, and it hurts. And it's painful, and it makes you feel guilty, and it makes you feel awful. And that's why we need to come here in remembrance and unity and self-examination and hope. The altar of our Lord Jesus Christ is open to everyone in this building. Everyone here is invited. And so I ask Rhonda and Cindy to come first. And if the ushers would bring others down, we will celebrate Holy Communion.